Today, we're going to dive into a really critical moment in a complex social strategy game. This is a story about a massive master plan, something that was built up for days that is just about to slam headfirst into a brutal dose of reality. We're talking alliances, we're talking lies, and a twist that changes absolutely everything. And we're kicking things off with this incredibly revealing quote from a player named Moria. This just sets the stage perfectly for everything we're about to see. It's a reminder that this isn't just a game of numbers and votes. No, it's driven by really intense emotions, personal baggage, and this deep strategic paranoia, where, as she says, fear often just looks a lot like hatred. So keeping that emotional side of things in mind, let's get into the state of play. We've got two tribes, Skull and Slanch, and they are right on the edge of what they all think is the merge. You know, that point where two groups become one and the real individual game kicks off. And they're convinced they have the perfect plan to control it. Now, at the very heart of this so-called perfect plan is one big idea, the Shminya. It literally translates to the Eight. This is supposed to be their secret weapon, an ironclad, cross-tribal super alliance of 8 people, all handpicked to just steamroll the competition and take total control of the game once they merge. And here we have one of the architects, Anna, just laying out the blueprint. It sounds so clean, doesn't it? So logical. 4 people from one original tribe, 4 from the other, a perfectly balanced alliance of equals. Simple. Game on. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Well, here's what could go wrong. Hiding just beneath the surface of that perfect plan is the messy, complicated truth. The Shminya isn't one solid thing. It's really just a house of cards built on all these smaller, secret, and let's be honest, competing factions. You've got Doritos Grill, Shell 'em Buy It, and they all have their own loyalties and their own secret agendas. And that's why this whole plan was basically doomed from the start. I mean, from the second it was even thought up, it was just filled with deception and secret conversations that were all designed to completely undermine the one thing it was supposedly built on, an equal partnership. And here is lie number 1, spelled out perfectly by Gnome, a leader of the Doritos Grill Alliance. The whole idea of an equal 4 versus 4 split, it's a complete fabrication. Their real plan is to use their existing 5-person bond to immediately create a majority inside the Super Alliance and pick off the other 3. And this cynicism, it runs deep. I mean, listen to this. You've got 2 core members of that same alliance, Vova and David, privately making fun of their future partners. They think their supposed allies are arrogant, and they're already dreaming of a psychotic blindside. This has nothing to do with partnership. It's all about setting up the next betrayal. And this right here, this tells you everything you need to know about David's motivations. He's not just playing to win the money. He wants chaos. He wants drama. He wants to channel his inner Purbody, a legendary player known for her ruthless and entertaining game. His goal isn't just winning, it's putting on a show. But the lying isn't just coming from one side. Here is Gabriel. Publicly, he's in this super tight duo with his ally Ellie. But behind the scenes, he's already planning to cut him loose. He's looking at Ellie's paranoia and his emotional gameplay and thinking, you know what? This guy is a liability. He's going to tarnish my game. So this is the big giveaway, right? When you have this many secrets, you start getting multiple versions of the truth. We've got 2 different versions of the Shminya being sold to different groups. One version includes Yehuda, which locks in that Doritos Girl majority. The other version, the one told to Ellie's group, swaps him out for someone else. It's a classic tell. Somebody is about to get blindsided. So just as all these secret plans and backstabbing plots are about to come crashing together, the game itself steps in, and it throws a massive, massive wrench into everyone's carefully laid and deeply dishonest plans. The players get a message, and this is it. This is the moment they've all been waiting for. The moment the Shminya is finally supposed to come alive and take control. This is their destiny, or at least that's what they think. So the message says they're moving to a new shared island and they need to pick a name for the unified tribe. Now, on the surface, this sounds exactly like the merge they've been planning for, but the devil, as they say, is in the details. Or in this case, what's not in the details. Because one player, Vova, who's been paying really close attention, immediately spots something wrong. He points out to his allies that one very important word is totally missing from the announcement, the word merge. And here is the brutal, game-shattering truth. They are not merged. They're going to live together, sure, but they're still competing as 2 separate tribes. And here's the real killer. Both tribes are going to tribal council. 2 people are getting voted out before the merge even happens. That giant Schminia alliance, it's dead on arrival. You can just imagine the sheer pandemonium this creates. All those amazing cross-tribal plans, instantly worthless. Suddenly, players had to turn on the very people they were sharing a camp with, and it forced this immediate, frantic scramble just to survive. And you see it play out in real time. For example, during one of the immunity challenges, you have 3 players, Ina, Gal, and Gabriel, literally coordinating their moves in a private voice chat while the challenge is happening. Their one goal, to stop their target Asaf from winning immunity. And their little scheme, it worked like a charm. Ina wins immunity for her tribe, Skal 2. And over on the other tribe, Slenche 2, Moria pulls out the victory. These 2 wins were absolutely massive because they immediately set the battle lines for the 2 votes that were about to happen. So with immunity all sorted out, the targets became crystal clear. Over in Skal 2, Asaf, the very guy they just blocked from winning, became the obvious choice. And in Slenche 2, the powerful Doritos Grill Alliance and Moria all agreed on an easy consensus vote. Eric, who everyone saw as a strategic liability. Okay, so the dust has finally settled. 2 shocking votes have happened, all because of this crazy twist. The game has been completely reset, and all those grand plans are just ashes. So where does that leave everyone? What does this new game even look like? Well, let's take a look at the new game board. What you see right away is that those old, original tribal lines are completely fractured. Sure, the cores of the main alliances are still there, but you've also got players like Vova and David secretly plotting, others like Moria and Gal floating in the middle, and then total wildcards like Lotem, who could tip the scales in any direction. And honestly, Ely just hits the nail on the head here. This quote is the perfect summary for this whole new era of the game. He can feel the chaos brewing, the old loyalties dissolving, and a new, much more unpredictable game about to start. And you know what? He is not wrong. So, the House of Cards has completely collapsed. The grand design is in ruins, and every single player is now scrambling to build something new from the wreckage. With trust totally broken, the question isn't about who has the best plan anymore. It's about who can best navigate the pure, unfiltered chaos that's about to be unleashed.